Good morning, 24 after 6 here at Money Radio. This is the Business for Breakfast show. Ken Morgan, Mark Asher with you. And joining us right now is Deborah Collier from the Citizens Against Government Waste. Deborah, good morning.
Good morning.
One thing about your organization, you'll never shut the doors and say, our job is done. That's for sure.
It's never ending.
Let's talk about the Internet. We heard a term called net neutrality, which I guess a lot of people said, yeah, I think I'm in favor of that, or I don't know what that means. Where do we stand right now? And there have been some changes with the current FCC director.
Right. Right now, the Internet is currently being regulated under common carrier rules, which are very restrictive rules dating back to the 1930s.
That'd be like a telephone company then.
Like a telephone company, like a rotary dial telephone company. That wasn't the case up until 2015. Before 2015, the Internet worked under a light regulatory touch, which allowed for a lot of new technologies to be developed, a lot of innovations that enhanced customer experience and allowed the Internet to grow, the economy to grow. We now have all these wonderful companies that offer services like searching and buying and selling and, just a whole plethora of opportunities to do things online. With the Title II classification, which is the common carrier classification, now you've got the government in the position to dictate what the consumer, the customer experience is going to be like on the Internet. And really what this was done in an effort to just kind of gain control of the Internet by the government. And so what's happening right now is Chairman Ajit Pai at the FCC, he is working on rulemaking that would take the Internet back to where it was before 2015, where it was a lightly regulated sector of our economy.
Well, I want to ask, there's got to be some negative to that, I would think. I mean, there's so much now on the Internet, and we're seeing crimes committed on the Internet and all these other things. And so why would you want to take the regulation down just a little bit?
Well, the only sector that's actually being more heavily regulated are the people that provide the networks. The content folks are still regulated by the Federal Trade Commission. So you've got layers on the Internet, and so you've got the network providers. That's the engine that everything runs on top of. Then you've got the content providers, and that's where you see a lot of the crimes being committed, not by the providers themselves, but people utilizing those services.
All right, so what changes in the current regulations are being proposed? What will change?
Right. What they're looking at doing is restoring the Internet back to being a lightly regulated industry where they'll be able to once again innovate, provide new services without having to go and ask permission for everything they do. It also restores the privacy protections that were in place at the Federal Trade Commission for Internet service providers only back to the Federal Trade Commission, where it really should have been maintained. It also will provide some more certainty in the Internet space, in that right now there's this very weird Internet conduct standard that is a subjective standard where when it was passed in 2015, even the FCC didn't quite know how to define where the Internet conduct standard would be and how to enforce it. So it provides a little bit more certainty by removing the Internet conduct standards.
Now, I assume on your website you have a lot more information about this because we're limited in time here. It's at CAGW.org, is that right?
That is correct. And we are working on comments to the FCC. We're going to be weighing in as well on this. And if individuals want to weigh in, they can do so on the FCC website. That's fcc.gov.
Very good. All right. We appreciate your joining us this morning and getting us up to speed on what's happening here. Deborah Collier from the Citizens Against Government Waste. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.